What's up everyone, Platano here. Today is actually a really good day for a video. It's really sunny out, and I can actually see myself much clearly on this now, and it's not as dark, even though I'm doing it in the webcam. But anyway, let's get on to the topic. Today's topic I think would be a lot of heat on me because like I said, this is something that goes on a lot from my perspective, living in New York City. Not sure about other people, but this is something I go through, and that is with minorities. A lot of them pretty much puts themselves in that sort of category, get themselves that name and make ones like us look bad, because majority of the ones that I know, they aren't really interested in doing anything with their lives. They don't have any morals or anything like that. I talked about this in a previous video with guys on dating sites or like Facebook or in person, and the only thing that I really see on all these stuff, or even like when I go on their profile, look at their pictures, the only thing that you see these guys like depicting is pictures of alcohol, or pictures of them drinking, or pictures of them holding a bottle up, or pictures of them blowing smoke out of their mouth, or pictures of them having like stupid memes with what that's talking about drinking or talking about weed and things like that. And all of a sudden these pictures, there's a bunch of these so-called thugs that hanging out, like standing there, their pants dropping, or long t-shirts and all this other crap. And I don't know what to really say about this new generation of people, because to me, when I look at it this way and when I see this type of stuff, I kind of wish that I was born like I'd say maybe later in the 80s, even though I was born in like the late 80s, before 90s, 88 actually. But I believe that I should have been born in those times and grew up in those times, and probably like in my 60s now in this generation, because from what I've seen, living in this sort of world now is not as good as I see as back then. I'm more old-fashioned, so I really like the old school type of things. And like when I watch their old videos, or like even when I play video games and they talk about the past, and things like that, things that back then in history, things like that interest me. And now when I look at the world today, it's like, this is how men are now. A lot of them like to act like they're thugs. A lot of them don't even know anything about relationships, and a bunch of them is a whole bunch of like confused type of guys. You have a family or kids and things like that. You're in a relationship, but yet you're out there messing around and all this crap. And I don't believe in things like that. I don't like it, and I don't know what to really say. It's like I said, like a lot of minorities live up to this, because that's all I really see on these these sites is a bunch of blacks and Latinos, and they do the same things, or they talk about the same things. Like I said, in their pictures depicting alcohol, or them having a bottle, or them smoking or blowing smoke. And it's like, this is pretty much what your life is about. Half of them don't even work. They sit in their mom's house, their dad's house, or they live with both, and they don't do anything. They're not contributing to nothing, or there's no income coming in. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand how you can, like, how your parents would even like agree with things like that. Like, these people are not doing anything with their lives, and just taking up a whole bunch of oxygen on the planet. That's how I see it. Because like, I can't just sit there all day and then sit on these sites and talk about things like that, or show myself like like I have money. Because that's another thing I want to talk about. A lot of them like to show off, they fancy belts or true religion and all this crap, but yet you don't even have $1 in your pocket for a Metro card fare to take the train or the bus, or even for food. Like, I don't get that at all. Like, you're showing off that you have all these expensive stuff, but yet you don't even have money, for like simple things like that, or even giving money to your parents for rent, because you end up using up the electricity and water and all that stuff. But yet you posting on these profiles like, oh, trying to make yourself look like you have this, you have that, but yeah, you don't even work. So where's all this coming from? But of course I should know that, which is another thing I'm going to talk about right now, and that is, like, not to say anything bad about most Americans, but majority of them are very lazy and they like to get the easy way out. But when it comes to minorities, it's even 10 times worse, because like I said, on these sites, they want to find easy money, which is like prostituting or being a hooker, or whatever you want to call it, just to get chump change in their pocket, just for selling their bodies. I don't get that. Why would you want to sell your soul for little to nothing? Like, if I was to do that, it better be you know, a ton of money, not no 50 or $100, not even that. That's not even close. But I mean, you going around desperately looking for money, just, you know, selling your body just for things like that, when you can just easily go online. You know, you're on the internet already looking for crap like this. Why don't you just use it for something important, you know, and look for a job? Go on these sites, you know, any type of company sites, and look for jobs. McDonald's, Wendy's, places like that. Even if it's not something big and it's not a lot of money, but hey, at least it's you getting something every week, which is better than, you know, selling yourself and, you know, probably catching, you know, diseases or something. I don't get that, why a lot of them likes to find the easy way out of things, you know, selling drugs and doing things illegally. I don't get that. Instead, they rather do things like this than being, you know, doing the right thing, I should say, and actually getting up out of their house, you know, standing on their 2 feet and doing, you know, something for themselves. But instead, they rather sit there and try and find an easier way to get money. And to me, I don't like that. That you can sit on these sites all day and you're looking for that, but yet you can't sit on the internet or on your phone and look up jobs, like legit jobs. But you can sit there and talk about, oh, $50 to, you know, suck your dick, or $100 to fuck, and all this other crap. And when I look at that, I just shake my head, because, oh, another thing is they don't even, like, sometimes they don't even clarify it. They will say generous, which in other words means that they're a prostitute and they're looking for people to give them money. And like I said, I'm not sure why, you know, this goes on. I'm not sure this goes on in other countries or you know, anything like that. But like I said, when it comes to Americans, especially the minority ones, it's like they're very, very lazy and they love to have the easy way out of things. And I don't like that at all, because I can't stand. I mean, hey, I'm lazy. I'm gonna be honest. I am lazy, but you know, I used to work. I'm currently looking for another one, but you don't see me on these sites doing things like that. No matter how desperate I need the money, I'm not gonna sell my soul for anything like that. And if I would do that, it better be $1 million and up. That's all I would have to say. Not gonna be 50 or 40 bucks or $20. Like, what are you gonna do with that? But I don't get that. You know, this world nowadays, I see, is very fucked up. Generations fucked up, and I guess it's just more of living in the ghetto. Maybe that's why. Maybe, you know, once I get out of here, like I said, when I move out of state, maybe things will change, or maybe it won't, because, you know, I talked to a couple of guys on sites that live in different states, and some of them are just like the ones here, so can't really, you know, I don't know what to really say about it. It's like with New Jersey, for example, that's out of state, but it's right here, so of course you're gonna find the same people there, and that's pretty much how it is there. That's like the second New York. And like I said before, I think anything with the word new in it, I don't think is a good state. That's how I see it. But yeah, so it's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to get your thoughts on it, because you know, like I said, a lot of minorities living up to that name because they're not looking to be anywhere above. And like I said, they rather sit around, do things like that, or show off themselves in these pictures, smoking and doing all that crap, or selling their bodies and blah 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 for, you know, I would say they doing that mainly is to get drugs. That's how I see it. Because as far as I see, weed is like new crack or coke or whatever you call it, or pot. It's like they have to get their hands on it, and they will do whatever they can to get it. Which means, so they don't care, you know, if they have to use their bodies just to get a little bit of money, just to get their hands on some of it. That's how I see it. It could be for other reasons. Maybe it could be because of family issues, or, you know, something else. But I mean, is that really the way to go, like, to get money? I don't like to do things illegally, or to do things that's very risky, or that's just not right to do. Instead, when you can just be using your time and your internet for doing something more important, like look for jobs, instead of sitting there and doing things like that. That's how I see it. But you know, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and, you know, your experiences with that. Tell me if you agree with it, or if you don't, or if you just see me as being very closed-minded, or whatever the hell you want to call me. That's what I always hear a lot. But like I said, these are things that goes on around, and goes on a lot, and it upsets me a lot. It is not something I'm going to be able to deal with. That's how I see it, because I can't, you know, not stress about it, or, you know, ignore it if it's always coming to me. You know, like, you know, I'm on these social networks. You have to interact with people, so of course these things are to come to attention to you, even if you try to ignore it or not acknowledge it. That's how I see it. But yeah, like I said, you know, in the comments below, let me know. Like and share the video, you know, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, it's getting very bright in here. But anyways, I'll see you all for another video. Thank you very much for watching.